The City of Vancouver has seized control of 32 assets owned by Millennium Properties as a way of recovering some of the money it's owed on the failed Olympic Village project. What's more, the city also plans to sell some of the remaining rental units at the village, and even then, it will come out short.
Guess what, Vancouver taxpayers? You now own this restaurant at Bidwell and Davie. And if you're over in West Vancouver, you own this Shoppers Drug Mart on Marine Drive. These are just 2 of 32 properties that used to be owned by Millennium Development, the guys who built the Olympic Village on False Creek.
When this Millennium borrowed money from the city, they were asked to put up security for the loan. And so they put up a number of properties that they owned around Metro, but I gather properties also across Canada. And now that they are not in a position to pay back that loan, the city is essentially taking those properties as part of its security and hopefully to reduce as much as possible the amount of money it's going to lose on this transaction.
This is all about mitigating losses. Today, the city revealing that there's no way taxpayers will ever get all their money back, even after all the Olympic Village units are sold and rented, and the 32 newly acquired properties eventually sold.
We learned today that there's probably about a $40 to $50 million write-down on the loan, meaning that the value of the loan, which is about, as I recall, $575 million, probably we're not going to recover 40 to 50 million of that.
A $40 to $50 million loss is already a given, but it could be much worse if, for example, Vancouver can't get its asking prices for the apartments it now owns in Toronto and Burnaby.
Eventually, Southeast False Creek is going to be a very, very fine community. But that being said, taxpayers do need to know that the way this project has been managed, not just by this council, but by lots of councils, is going to cost us hundreds of millions of dollars. What the city is doing in taking back these $60 million worth of properties is simply reducing some of our losses.
Certainly I, as a councillor, if I'm there again for another term, will look once, twice, 3 times before I ever undertake anything like this with the kind of processes that were in place.
There are a couple of pluses that came out of today's news. First, almost half the Olympic Village is now occupied and sales are brisk. And hey, Vancouverites should be entitled to a discount at the Starbucks outlet in North Vancouver. After all, they own it.